Welcome back to Views with Hughes, Agenda-Free News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, today we're diving deeper into what might be Disney's biggest disaster yet. Yes, I'm talking about the upcoming Rachel Zegler Snow White remake. Okay, now there's been buzz for months that Disney's terrified that Rachel Zegler Snow White will be a financial catastrophe, and after seeing that teaser trailer, I can only imagine how much worse their fears have grown. Now, the backlash, the controversy, the ridiculous changes, it's all coming to a head. But before we get into these details, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And it's free. It's a free way to support this channel, and I really appreciate you all. Now, let's go ahead and break this down further. So let's start with this disaster, or the teaser trailer. I mean, the reactions from it, 67,000 upvotes to whopping 651,000 downvotes at the time of recording. And honestly, I don't think anyone's surprised. The first thing that hits you, what is up with the Rachel Zegler Snow White's hair? Did no one on the production team think maybe we shouldn't give Rachel Zegler the Lord Farquaad haircut from Shrek? I mean, seriously, this is a live action movie, not a low budget cosplay. They could have at least tried to make Rachel Zegler look somewhat like a character that we all know and love or familiar with, but no, they went with a style that's more meme worthy than anything else. And this, unfortunately, is pretty sad. And it's not just the hair, people are flat out boycotting the Rachel Zegler Snow White. Yes, you heard me right. Boycotting. They're making it political. Okay. And not just for one reason. It's a full on cross boycott where we got people boycotting because of Gal Gadot being Israeli and she's casted in it. And then there's also Rachel Zegler social media antics. And then some people were just fed up with the woke nonsense that Disney keeps pushing. Now, let's talk about the two leads, Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler. Now, on one side, you got people refusing to watch because Gal Gadot, she's casted, she's an Israeli, and on the other side, you have people who are boycotting because Rachel Zegler decided to go ahead and wade into the political waters with her Free Palestine posts. And it's almost like Disney didn't see this coming, but honestly, how could they not? When you cast someone like Rachel Zegler, who clearly loves stirring the pot on social media, this is the kind of mess you get. Well, I'll give them a benefit of the doubt. Seems like the timing of it, they might not have expected her to do it, but at the same time, Disney, they're pro-Israeli themselves, okay? But these two leads, Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, are on opposite sides of a highly contentious political issue. And rather than Disney stepping in and calming the waters, Rachel Zegler decided letting this controversy brew while Gal Gadot is not and stuff, or at least not reportedly taking a political stance. And it's like almost like social media is hoping that it'll drum up interest in Rachel Zegler Snow White that no one seems to want. But digging into Rachel Zegler's Free Palestine post, now you might think that, as an actress promoting a big budget Disney film like Rachel Zegler Snow White, Rachel Zegler would keep her personal politics out of the spotlight. Okay, especially when Rachel Zegler's co-star Gal Gadot is an Israeli actress, but Rachel Zegler had to throw out there that grenade into the mix, and what's the result? People are now more interested in the off-screen drama than Rachel Zegler Snow White itself. Articles out there popping up left and right everywhere about this. Fox News, New York Post, you name it, and they're all saying the same thing, that Disney has a major disaster, a PR disaster on their hands. Now, this isn't just, a little controversy that'll blow over. It's a full-blown scandal at this point. And what's the worst part? Rachel Zegler seems to know exactly what she wants or what she's doing. And Rachel Zegler is not posting pictures with Gal Gadot. And as a matter of fact, Rachel Zegler is not cropping. She's cropping Gal Gadot out of photos, and Rachel Zegler is also fueling the fire instead of trying to put it out. Now, the Disney PR team must be in full panic mode now, asking themselves, what have we done? But we're not done yet, people. There's another layer to this Rachel Zegler Snow White disaster. Remember how Peter Dinklage came out and said that casting little people as dwarves was insulting? Well, Disney took that to heart and decided the progressive thing to do was to replace the seven dwarves with CGI monstrosities. Excuse me. Yeah, because that's less insulting, right? Now, you can't make this stuff up at all. Instead of, giving jobs to little people who are actors, they decided to go ahead and create creepy CGI creatures that no one's happy with, and not the audience, not the actors, and definitely not the Little People community. Now, Zach Roloff, you all know who he is, from Little People Big World, even torched Disney for this decision. He pointed out the obvious, that you could have hired real actors or could have used camera tricks like they did with the Lord of the Rings, but no. Disney had to go the politically correct route and make everyone mad in the process. Excellent job, Disney. Another win for the woke agenda. And let's not forget about the rumored budget. Disney allegedly spent, $330 million on Rachel Zegler Snow White. That's not including marketing and promotion. So we're talking about, Rachel Zegler Snow White that could go down in history as the biggest box office bombs ever. And this production budget could also be with the reshoots. There it is, the reshoots. And it's like Disney's trying to outdo themselves in the failure department itself. And, they're setting the stage for Rachel Zegler Snow White to be the crown jewel of Hollywood flops. Or at least I think so. But with this train wreck, Disney decides to, do a live action Rachel Zegler Snow White remake. They cast Rachel Zegler, probably thinking Rachel Zegler's singing skills would make Rachel Zegler a great fit, but then they cast Gal Gadot, one of the most beautiful women on the planet, as the evil queen. But instead of finding someone who could rival Gal Gadot's beauty, they gave it to Rachel Zegler Snow White a haircut. Now, I'm not saying that Rachel Zegler is ugly, but this haircut is not making anything better. And they decided not to hire Little People to play the dwarves, opting for unsettling CGI creatures instead. And then, as if things couldn't even get worse, Rachel Zegler decides to go full activist mode on social media, causing a massive rift between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Okay? And I'm pretty sure Gal Gadot doesn't care about a lot of this, but now you've got people boycotting Rachel Zegler Snow White, for a laundry list of reasons. Gal Gadot being, born Israeli, Rachel Zegler's pro-Palestine stance, the lack of Little People in the cast, and the horrifying CGI dwarves. And all the while, Disney is watching that $330 million investment go up in flames. But hey, at this point, might as well just dump the Rachel Zegler Snow White onto Disney Plus and call it a day. But forget the press tour, forget the premiere, just release it quietly and hope people forget about it. But somehow that's not going to happen, because this is going to be a high-speed train wreck that lasts for days, if not weeks. And guess what? I'm here for it. But ultimately, Disney's handling of Rachel Zegler Snow White reflects a broader problem in the entertainment industry, a tendency to prioritize woke ideological statements over the quality of the content. You see, Rachel Zegler Snow White promotional struggles reveal that the audiences are becoming increasingly resistant to being lectured to or even pandered to, and this was preferring instead to engage with content that respects their intelligence and emotional investment. You see, Disney's focus on woke credentials rather than the core statement elements of storytelling has backfired, leading to a big disconnect between the studio's vision and what audiences actually want. Now, as Disney navigates this whole Rachel Zegler Snow White crisis, it will need to reassess its approach, prioritize the genuine storytelling over controversial marketing strategies to actually regain the trust and interest of its audience. Okay, so what do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, how do you think this will play out? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to include any additional details I didn't touch up upon this topic. If you enjoyed what I shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button and share far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you're notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.